Well, I can't really turn my head, so.
Why?
Well, I mean, my angle.
That's true. So you stay in the back. Hey, what's up guys? Matt Laidlaw here, coming to you from the oldest, largest, and finest Harley-Davidson dealership in the greater Los Angeles area, Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. So today I'm going to be doing a breakout shootout. So the bikes I have today are a 2018 Breakout, the brand new one on the new Softail chassis with the Milwaukee 8. I've also got a Cvo Breakout, it's a 2017 model year. And I've got a 2014 Breakout with the 103 in it. So I've got a twin cam 103, I've got a twin cam 110, and I've got one with the brand new Softail frame and the new Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch engine in there. So I'm going to be taking out the bikes with Andrew and David. We're going to do some switching of the bikes, and we're going to give you guys our opinion on the ride, the power, the handling, and all the above on these three Breakout models. I wanted to represent pretty much every Breakout that has been released since the 2013 model year. So I feel like these three bikes are a good representation of, you know, the different engines and frames that have been available on this bike. So I want to give you guys a closer look at the three motorcycles that we're using for this video. So this first one is a 2017 Cvo Pro Street Breakout. So the Pro Street Breakout was first introduced in the 2016 model year as a mid-model year launch, and then they ran it from start to finish in the 2017 model year. They introduced a couple new paint colors, but this paint scheme here was one of the ones that they first introduced in the 2016 model year. So things that kind of make this Cvo Pro Street kind of significant and stand out among or in front of the past Cvo Breakouts is you have inverted front forks. So you can see there the front end is inverted, which really helps with handling and really the overall comfort of the suspension. The other thing you have on this bike that past models didn't have is you have dual disc brakes in the front, so significantly better stopping power as well. The other things that you can expect from all CVOs is really top of the line paint. The finishes are really unique, like the exhaust on this bike. Just really top notch attention to detail on this bike. You really won't find a better looking factory motorcycle out there. I mean, these things are beautiful. The paint is awesome. The seat's really nice. So here's the second bike we have here. So this is a 2014 Breakout. The Breakout was first introduced, by the way, in the 2013 model year. The Cvo was first introduced standalone Breakout, and then halfway through the model year they came out with the regular OEM Breakout. So this is a 14. So this pretty much represents the Breakout in its inception, how it came, initially. Since this model year, they came out with a high output engine, which was in the 2015 model year. I think we accidentally represent this engine as a high output later in the video, but this is not a high output 103, it's a regular 103 cubic inch engine. So just your pretty much run-of-the-mill Breakout here. Forward controls, 21-inch front wheel, regular suspension in the front, no LED lighting, just a regular halogen bulb lighting. This bike does have the Harley-Davidson Hard Candy custom paint. I believe this is called Hard Candy Chrome Flake, and it's part of, like I said, the Hard Candy line, which is that really thick, layered, deep flake on it. This bike does have Two Brothers Racing mufflers and an air cleaner. So that's pretty much just your stock OEM
regular Breakout. Now here is the brand new 2018 Breakout that was just launched in August of 2017. So this bike is on Harley-Davidson's brand new Softail chassis, and it has Harley-Davidson's brand new big twin, the Milwaukee 8. You can get the 18 Breakout in two displacement configurations, a 107 and a 114. So this is a 114, the bigger of the two. As you can see there on the side of the air cleaner cover. And all of these bikes have a 240 millimeter rear tire, which is a signature trait of the Breakout. And the front wheel is a 21 on this bike as well. On the Cvo Pro Street, that is a 19-inch wheel, which I think Harley did to kind of lend to the overall performance and handling of the bike. A bigger 21-inch wheel looks awesome, but it doesn't do much to lend to making the bike, handle better. So you got a 3.5 gallon tank on this new Breakout, which is a point of contention for some Breakout owners. Previous Breakouts had a 5 gallon tank, so you're losing a gallon and a half of fuel on these new 18s. I think, me personally, I think the direction Harley was trying to go with these is, real minimalist, less is more type of styling. Where they kind of try to replicate some of the old chopper style looks, which the old choppers all have a really small tank on them. Kind of a nice LED light on this new Breakout as well. It's a brand new style. This headlight is exclusive to just this model. And a little bit different wheel style on all three bikes actually. They call this their gasser wheel on the 18. And on the CVO, the 2017, you've got what they call their aggressor wheel, I believe. So we're going to take all three bikes out and swap twice. So all three of us get to ride each of the bikes, and we're going to kind of give you our opinion and how they compare to one another. And we're going to focus on the typical things that you expect from any review, like handling, ride comfort, power delivery, all that good stuff.
Alright, so we just got back from the bikes, and we took them out on the freeway. We took them through some city street riding. We didn't do like any canyon riding or anything. I can already tell you that the Breakout's not the best canyon bike. But we rode, all three of us rode all three of the bikes, so we got a little taste. So let's get some opinions from Andrew first. Alright Andrew, so you rode the 2014 103 high output one first, which is basically the first version of the Breakout to be introduced. Let's start with the pros. What did you think the pros were on that bike?
Right now I have more cons on it after riding these other bikes.
Okay.
It's a cool bike, but
Okay, so
Their
let's
first run at it.
so let's start with the cons first, then I guess.
It's very. I don't know. It doesn't want you on the back of it. Basically,
So the suspension bucks you.
the suspension's very jerky. The power delivery. I don't know. I just have so many good things about the new one, the 2018. That.
Okay, so what does the 2018 do better than the 2014?
At 90 miles an hour, I feel like the 18, the chassis, the suspension, right off the bat, because I was doing 90 on the 14 and 90 on the 18, and I have more confidence in taking both my hands off the bars on the 18, and then the 17. I mean the 14. I feel like I'm like fighting to hold on more.
So the new frame is just a lot more stable.
Yeah.
And tracks a lot better at high speeds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which
the power delivery, the frame, everything is just from jumping from the 14 to the 18 is just incredible. And then for a little bit, I got to ride the CVO.
Which you didn't ride that one on the freeway, but
No,
what were your thoughts about the CVO compared to the other two?
Doing a small second gear to third gear pull, I feel like it needs exhaust bad. I feel like it's choking. It feels like it's inhaling good, exhaling awful. I got someone with asthma. I mean, it obviously has a heavy breather, but it's not. I feel like it's being held back. It's being choked.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can definitely feel that.
I agree with that too. Yeah, the 110s from the factory, they're kind of detuned.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with that 110
Yeah.
with a few modifications, exhaust, cam tune.
Yeah, but the seat on that right off the bat, I sat on it and I was like, oh wow, it's very plush. It feels good. And granted, I didn't go long distance. I was just doing around the city, but it felt good. The seat felt good. I love the position of the handlebars. It feels a lot better than the other two bikes. I like the pegs.
So the ergonomics are better on the
ergonomics
CVO?
are way better on the CVO. But obviously, I mean, you can do that to the 18 and just be set. You can just do the pull back handlebars a little bit more, like on that one. I don't know if it's either the seat or the handlebars that just I really like on the CVO. It's really cool.
Okay. David, what are your thoughts on, so you rode the 18 first.
Yeah.
And then you rode the CVO, and then your last bike was the 2014. So give me kind of your rundown on some of the main differences you felt between the three bikes.
So first off, I feel like the CVO, the Pro Street Breakout, rides a whole lot better than either three of them.
Really?
As far as like comfort wise and taking the absorption of the road, absorbing all the bumps and everything.
Okay, so
I think it's partly due to the inverted front end.
Okay.
The 18 Breakout definitely has more zip to it, so the response when I pull the throttle back, the power is there all the time.
I agree with that 100%. I feel like the throttle response on the 18 is really, really good.
Yeah, so it definitely takes off when I need it to. I agree with you guys on as far as the 110 goes. It needs a tune, it needs some pipes, and then it'll run better. But as far as it is right now, it's fast, but it's not what it could be. I pull throttle back, I feel like I could get more out of it. The 18 is definitely faster than its stock, that's for sure.
Yeah, I felt like on the CVO, you turned the throttle and you had to wait for it a little bit to kind of like rev up. And I think that's kind of partly due to the longer stroke.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to kind of get it to the higher RPMs to really access the power a little bit better.
14 is, I really don't like it all around. I mean, there's not much that I can say besides just the look of the bike. I mean, except for I don't even like the paint job on that one.
Okay, this is David being real, dude. Just giving it to you straight, which you guys know my videos are always straight, which is why we use David.
I don't like it at all.
So he doesn't like the 14 at all, straight up.
Here's one thing, I think it's just because of the way I ride too. All three of them, it feels like the turns when you're turning and cornering, it fights you, and the steering fights you for sure. And I'm just trying to push my left side to get it going when I'm turning left, and it's just fighting against me, and it feels like it's heavy in the front end. It feels a little weird, but it's due to that big back tire. I mean, you definitely can go fast in a straight line. You can take some corners, okay, but if you want to go jump on these things and go through the canyons, it's gonna be, you're gonna be doing some slow turns. It might kick you out a little wider than you want to because you're fighting against it the whole time, and it makes you kick out wide. So that's one thing I don't like about these bikes. But other than that, I mean, the frame on the 18 is awesome. The suspension is pretty good on it. It's actually really good compared to the 14 and the Cvo Breakout. I kind of like the front end on that one more. But
so,
as
like
far
the
as
inverted front end on the 20, this is a 17 Cvo. I totally agree with David. So, you know, just speaking from a whole Breakout, from like a macro sense, I mean, these bikes do not lean over very well. The lean angle on these is pretty terrible, and even then, the amount of lean angle, the degree is really small. For me, and I was really specifically looking for this, the 18 has the best lean angle. I feel like I could kind of have fun putting it into a turn. That's relatively speaking. You know, if you get like a street bob or a lowrider, I mean, those things are going to handle way better than the 18 Breakout. But the 14, I felt I scraped like when I wasn't even trying to, like, and I felt like it shouldn't be scraping when it was scraping. So it scrapes really early, and I think that was a large in part due to the fact that it has feelers on it, on the pegs. I mean, even the Cvo doesn't have peg feelers on it, and I felt like this one, yeah, you still have to fight it. It doesn't go into turns very well. It's almost like you got to wait for it. You got to put the weight and put the input into the bike and kind of wait for it.
one thing I will say is I don't like the fact that the 18s have a smaller tank, but I know they were trying to go for a lighter bike. It just means more Phillips if you're going on a kind of further trip.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the bike does go, if you're looking for a cruiser, you're not gonna go into the canyons with it. You're just gonna be riding around town, maybe take a little day trip, and you want to go fast in a straight line. Yeah, that's a perfect bike for it.
Actually, just feeling the difference out from the older bikes to the new ones. I mean, you feel the power delivery, you feel the suspension, the rideability. I mean, all the developments there. You can tell the difference from riding the old twin cams to the new Milwaukee 8s. I mean, they took their time and they delivered. So if anyone hasn't ridden the new Milwaukee 8, I highly suggest it. Any bike that you're looking at, even if you're a hardcore dyna guy, jump on the street bob, man. I mean, it's a big difference, man. It's been refined.
Yeah.
What is that?
I can definitely feel the heat difference. The Milwaukee 8 is a lot less heat than the twin cams. The hottest of these three bikes, in my opinion, was the 110 here, the Cvo. But yeah, to kind of agree with what Andrew said, just everything, like I got like the clutch was a lot smoother on the 18, even though it's a cable clutch just like the 14. But yeah, the transmission, there's a clutch pull assist in the 18 as well, which you could definitely notice. The throttle response really good. On the 14, you could turn the throttle 3/4 of the way and it would just slowly creep up to the RPM that it was looking to be at for your throttle. And the 18, you know, you turn the throttle 3/4 and it gets up to that RPM really quick. All right, guys. Any final thoughts? If you were to get one, which one would it be? If you were to own one?
18 and change bars, and I mean, basically the bars and seat is probably the idea. Obviously, exhaust.
So you'd get the 18 over the Cvo twin cam?
I think I'd go with the Cvo.
The Cvo?
Yeah.
One thing that we didn't talk about, maybe you guys can comment too, is the finishes, in my opinion, are by far the best on the Cvo.
Oh yeah.
The paint, the finishes on the exhaust. I mean, this thing is like, in the wheels, this thing is like beautiful.
The gauge right off the bat is cool.
Yeah, the center console. The vent hoses are a cool look. Gauge is cool. So do you guys prefer this analog gauge to the LED, or excuse me, the LCD screen of the 18?
Yeah, I kind of like it. I think it's partly just because I'm used to it, but I like it a lot more.
So why would you go CVO Breakout, David?
Partly, well, a lot of it has to do with the look of it, and
So cosmetics?
cosmetics of it.
Do you like the twin cam 110 better than the Milwaukee 8 114?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay, why?
I just like twin cams. I don't know if I like the Milwaukee 8, don't get me wrong.
You like
It's
the
a good
mechanical
engine.
feel of the twin
Yeah,
cam maybe?
I do like it. It feels different. When I'm on the Milwaukee 8, it's super smooth. And
Too refined maybe?
I think so. For me, it is, at least. I don't mind riding them because they ride so well, but the thing is, like, I'm just so used to the way the twin cam feels, and I mean, there's no replicating it on the Milwaukee 8 as far as it doesn't feel the same.
So David represents some of these old school riders, as I get so many on my channel, talking about how the new engines feel maybe a little bit too refined, and that's kind of a balance that Harley-Davidson is always messing with. Is okay, how do we incorporate a smoother, less vibration experience without alienating the hardcore Harley enthusiasts that enjoy a real mechanical, you can feel a living, breathing machine underneath you. And so it's kind of a fine line. So, and David, if you guys haven't seen my videos before, David has a Lowrider S. So it's a twin cam 110, pretty much exactly like what's on this CVO here. Of course, David's is all tuned and everything, so it's gonna be faster than this one. Okay, cool.
A lot of it has to do with style-wise on the bike, though, because if you look at this one, I mean, it just looks a whole lot better than this does stock. I mean, you can do things to this one to make it look a little better. And I like the seat on this one too. It's super comfortable out of all the seats.
Yeah. Me personally, obviously it's between the 18 and the CVO. I'm not really sure what I would do. I definitely like the looks of the CVO better, but I really like the Milwaukee 8. I think I would probably do the Milwaukee 8. The Milwaukee 8 does so much better in like heavy traffic, and you know, we were splitting lanes and moving, but I like the Milwaukee 8. I think the power delivery is really good. It has more of a low end power delivery, but it's close for me. Alright guys, so this concludes our Breakout Shootout. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're looking for a breakout, come see us here at Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. You can hit me up, hit up Andrew, hit up David, and yeah, come see us. Yeah, we ride everything, so you know, we speak from experience on our reviews and when we're selling bikes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Come see us here at Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. If you just want to stop by and say hello, come check us out.
Because my fat stomach is going to come up,
Okay.
and my breasts are going to come down.